Hello and welcome. My name is Susan and I share a new drawing on this channel every single day. I've been practicing portrait sketching for the last 3 years. In today's video, I will be sharing 2 of my daily 20-minute portrait drawing studies. It could just be my setup today, or it could also just be that I'm having a bad day, but you'll see that I am having a very rough starting sketch. My lines are kind of wobbly, and more importantly, they are just inaccurate. The rough sketch of the person looks nothing like the reference photo, and I really wanted to capture her pouty lips. I really like her facial expression, which is why I wanted to draw her. And I feel like she has this innocent side stare facing or, looking directly back at you. But I think instead, my initial sketch just captured none of that. I had multiple searching lines around the boundary, and the right eye was so off and so inaccurate that I had to go over it multiple times, which I know as I'm continuing down this rough sketch that I know for sure the right side of her face will just be inaccurate down the line when I started to apply value shading around that part of her face. So I know at this point that it's not going to be a great drawing. Now, if this happened to me a year ago, I probably would feel very frustrated. But now I feel like I can fully embrace that I'm just having a bad start, and that's okay. It's almost like training my brain to accept failure. It's not easy to do this. Just like it's not easy to overcome emotional states that one might have, feeling frustrated when things don't go your way, when you plan something and it just fell apart. No one wants that. And it's just not a feeling to easily get by. And I'm sure you've tossed away ugly drawings just like I did. Like me, you probably also have abandoned sketchbooks before because there's one page in there that you just can't set your eyes on anymore. I've been there, I've done that. I still have unfinished sketchbooks on my bookshelf right now. I think it's normal to experience these setbacks, and the feeling that this drawing is just ruined and unrecoverable, I think it's so normal, right? I even have abandoned paintings. I just couldn't bring myself back to completing them anymore. Now, speaking of which, I also recently came across a Simon Sinek podcast. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I've came across his podcast multiple times, like his Why, How, and What, which is quite famous and popular on the internet. And in this podcast, he talked about a Chinese parable. And I actually know this because I grew up in China, and I learned this when I was little. It's called 塞翁失马焉知非福. Well, obviously, he simplified the story quite a bit. But for the sake of sharing here, I'll try my best to translate it and share my version of it. So, a long time ago, there was an old man who lived near the border of China. One day, his horse ran away. His neighbors came to comfort him, saying how unlucky it was. But the old man just said, "Who knows, it might be a good thing." A few months later, the horse came back and brought along a wild horse. So now, the old man had 2 horses, and everyone said, "Wow, how lucky." But the old man replied again, "Maybe, we'll see." Later, the old man's son tried riding the wild horse, but he fell and broke his leg. And then the neighbor said, "Oh no, that's so unlucky." But the old man said, "Maybe, we'll see." Then afterwards, a year later, a war broke out. All the young men were drafted, and most of them unfortunately died. But his son couldn't go because of his broken leg, so he actually survived. So in conclusion, bad luck brings good luck, and good luck brings bad luck. no one can truly estimate nor guess what's going to happen next. And Simon concludes that it's all part of a journey. Things will pass, whether good or bad. Then he expands and shares that he's never met a successful person in his life who learned anything when things went well. They learned every lesson they needed to learn that helped them achieve when things went horribly wrong. And the most successful people in the world, every single one of them hit zero or came damn close to it. Failure is the best gift that one can have, even though we don't want to go through it and we don't want to repeat it, but we're glad that it happened. Now, that is his belief. For me, though, I don't necessarily believe this applies to every single successful person in the world. I believe we have very different starting points in life. Some people just get things a lot easier compared to others, and life isn't fair. We don't have the same equity. But I do believe how we control, how we view the world, how we experience the things we experience, how we present ourselves back, and how we internalize our own feelings and emotions, all of that is solely on us. Now, how do you overcome failures when it comes to drawing? So going back to the initial thing, right? And you can probably see already that I just went back with another marker, a darker marker, and I'm going over essentially every single searching line I initially had, and I'm going over them. And the way that I'm able to do that now, I would say with ease, is that I honestly think practice helps. I don't just mean practicing things you're good at. I mean go wild with experimentation and experience routinely fail. The more unpredictable drawing experiences you have, the more you'll come to accept failure is just part of the journey. You'll be at peace with the fact that not everything will turn out the way you imagined it. You'll be okay with whatever outcome this brings. You'll also become better at making sense of the things you drew even when it wasn't how you planned it. I think sketching with pen is a great exercise for that matter. There is no undo. There is no eraser. You kind of have to stick with whatever you put down. You can only add, you cannot subtract. So you'll learn to be more mindful of your brushwork and how you maneuver your pen on paper. So in the case of my drawing today, I would say that because I understood that initially the sketch was a failure, and I came to accept that it was a failure, and I know that I can only add to it, what I have decided to do is to go back in with the darkest shade I have and put down what I now think are the accurate lines. And that sets up a better foundation for me. I think another way to think about this that's going to make overcoming these feelings easier is to focus on the process and not care too much about the outcome, right? As I'm doing these daily 20-minute portrait studies, I don't really think about how wonderful the final sketchbook is going to be. I don't think about by the end of the 20-minute what a nice drawing I'm going to create. The only thing I think about really is A, what is the reference photo I'm going to use today? B, how long do I actually have? Because sometimes I have less than 20 minutes and I may need to rush things a bit. Maybe I have to finish it in 12 minutes or less than 15 minutes. But sometimes maybe I have a little bit more time. Maybe I can experiment with something. Maybe I can use more than 3 pens. These are the things I think about. If I have a little bit more time, maybe I can just be a little bit more wild with what I can do today, right? I just think about I don't think about the outcome. I just think about what I'm going to be using, like how I'm going to do this, like the process that I'm going to go through today. I think about the methods I'm going to be applying. I think about, the subject matter. I don't think about the final result. And I think that has really, really helped me and become a better artist, right? That has really helped me be better at training myself and improving my own craft, it's because this mindset shift that I don't have to produce, that it's not the outcome that makes me better. It's the fact that I have this skill that I'm training myself day in, day out, that these 20-minute sketches is really helping me become better at being able to create something better next time I draw. It's not to focus on what I'm seeing right now. It's to focus on the time investment that I'm putting into training myself that is truly important. Now, I don't want to prevent you from practicing something that you do truly love, that you do enjoy, and you happen to be really good at it. I think there's nothing wrong with that either, right? What I mean by experiencing failure is the fact that if you currently aren't sure how to improve, if you're currently kind of feeling stuck, right, doing the same thing over and over again, and you're just not really sure where to go next, and it doesn't, a lot of people who draw routinely, they experience art block, right? They just couldn't pick up the motivation to draw something, right? They feel like there's nothing really exciting, there's no good idea, and there's nothing good to create. And maybe it's because they were doing it previously for the wrong reasons, right? I think, again, it all comes down to your mind shift, to your mindset. Some people might be drawing for commission. Some people might be drawing for commercial reasons. Maybe your career depends on it, your life depends on it. So that's a very different mindset to be in, and to forcing yourself to experiment on someone else's dollars is not really my intention here, right? So let's take a look at today's drawing after I've made those corrections using a darker shade, and then I'm going back in with the mid-tone to just complete a value a little bit. I think this is not the best drawing I've ever drawn. It's not the worst drawing that I've ever drawn. Can I improve this more? I could. If I have another 5 minutes, I would probably add some color to it. One of the things I really like about this reference photo is this orange hue of, on her makeup, her hair. It just looks really warm and really soft and really pretty. And I don't think this sketch really captured that. And in the future, I might draw her again, and I might just use a warmer tone, right, to try to capture that feeling that I experience when I look at her, when I look at this reference photo. And in terms of anatomy, did I really capture her? Not really. I think it doesn't look a lot like her, but, it's probably 70% there. And there are mistakes still. I think the right eye is still off. It should be more to the right-hand side a little bit. The forehead is definitely off. It definitely should come out a little bit more. I think the shadow underneath her nose could be corrected a little bit more. And I think the pouty mouth can definitely be a little bit more pronounced. If I have a darker shade, I could make that a little bit more obvious, I think. But when I look at the final result, I think it's just important to say that I do think I have corrected some of my early mistakes. And I think that it's not as bad of a drawing as it could have been. So that's some of the things that I tell myself when I practice, and how I evaluate whether I've done a good job or not. Because I do think it's important to recognize improvement, and let's not be too harsh on ourselves. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and happy drawing!